like to call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of Tuesday, March 24, 2015. I would ask anyone to identify himself for the record. Starting with Zelko.
Zelko, Executive Director.
Dave Scarlett.
Ken Stevens.
Mike Carroll.
Kurt Coles.
Terry Brown.
John Carroll Smith.
Tom Gillen.
Mike Jim.
Terry Hamill. Thank you. Motion is order for the consent agenda. Anyone will submit a motion to approve the consent agenda?
You can go. I can tell you some abnormalities. There have been some abnormalities.
Let's have a motion yet.
We have a motion. Sorry,
So moved.
One second.
Mr. Gillen. Are there any questions? I'm sure there will be, so Zelko's got some comments to make.
On accounts receivable, Bay Bridge, Texas, LLC.
There was $22,000, and we built the wrong entity. We're now building the Texas entity. We're following up. That's the entity that's with the ship. They get half the money. We were building their agent, and now they're going after the Texas entity.
Are we having a difficulty with it or
No, no, it's not.
I had only one other question, and it's, I believe, in the interest fund. It is the combination of the National Grid gas and electric charges and there's a $3,064 charge for supply on power or gas from, I believe it starts with G. What did I do with that? The gas and electric charges.
I'll tell you about the gas and electric charges.
Yeah, here it is. It would be direct energy business, electric supply for National Grid accounts.
Let me tell you what happened there. We lost our furnace downstairs during as luck would have it, it's an old furnace. We lost it, and we were forced to basically go all electric. So for about a month and a half, we were heating the entire place downstairs with electric. And that knocked out. And then this unit upstairs was working overtime, basically to keep up with the unit downstairs. We wanted to prevent the building from freezing, pipes from freezing, so we did our best. We didn't manage to fix the boiler. We were out in the market for a new furnace. The prices were atrocious. You don't go for a furnace fixed up during the middle of January, and the prices were in stratosphere. We really couldn't afford to. I didn't have the power to authorize.
For 6 weeks, the total was about $1,500 a week. We're up toward $9,000.
$9,000.
Yeah.
The alternative of the building freezing and being out of business is higher. So
No, I was just
yeah.
wondering, it seemed an anomaly that it was so high.
Oh yeah, sure. Because
Yeah.
everything, the entire first floor was heated by electric. And I said we were paying through the proverbials. We were actually paying through it. The furnace replacement was close to $100,000. So 9,000 to 100,000. We managed to fix the furnace for less than $1,500.
So do you think it's going to hold up?
It's going to hold up. We repaired some of the tubes. We finally found somebody who can replace the tube, patch it up. Our utility bills are low this month.
Okay.
But it was an anomaly, something we managed, something we looked at. The alternative was let it go to freeze, and that would be far greater damage.
Okay.
So we were very. Our water main comes in right below us, and that was heated. The longshoreman room was heated. The entire first floor was just electric heated. And it's lucky to have it during that time. We also had a lot of overtime, a lot of weekend work.
Well, I can understand it if it was broken. I mean,
Yeah.
But you understand my concern.
Luckily
the power.
Yeah.
Very cold.
It was very cold.
That's what you're lucky with the power didn't go out.
Yeah. Oh, the
Just think, you got to be here the coldest month ever.
It was unbelievable. It was one of the coldest, one of the busiest months on record. We practically worked every weekend. We did have a pipe break, but not in the area that's active. But we were concerned about losing our main water supply.
Okay, thank you very much. That was the only questions I had.
have one. I'm just looking through the impress and something struck me is the Grand Cherokee, isn't that a little high,
Yeah.
the
You're terrible.
lease?
You're terrible, $500.
Is that a short-term lease?
It's the car I drive. It's $575, $575.
$575,
Yeah, no money down, short-term, 3-year lease, and it's
that
out.
explains it,
Yeah, no money down.
okay.
Did we take extra mileage on that in the beginning?
No, but you're over it already, so.
What was it, 10,000 mile?
Yeah, there's a 15,000 mile, and
Okay.
I'm doing about 25,000 miles. Yeah, we'll deal with it. I'm not, as far as, it's more than, better than market rate. I'm negotiating that pretty hard. I'm very confident with it. I already looked at it, see what I can do with it.
Other questions? I want to alert us or call it to our attention, in the income statement for the fiscal year through February. March yet to go. Last year, our income for the whole year was $4.18 million. As of the end of February in February this year, we're at 4.385. We're already $200,000, more than $200,000 over what our last year total was. It's still a whole month ago, and the money coming in piles according to what we're doing now. So this year, I anticipated we would be 1.47, 46 or 47. I think we're going to be more than that. Zoko agrees. We may even make our first $5 million.
We are really moving. I'll tell you, it probably even shows on me. I discriminate against anyone. Everybody in the office is stressed out. We are running flat out, all of us. There isn't a person on this floor that's not running flat out. We are running flat out, and we are reducing, but at a cost. Today, just today, so that's why if I appear, just today we had 3 or 4 meetings. We are flat out. We are, and it's a good problem. It beats the alternative of having no work. We are basically, we have a square foot of space. We have 2 people interested in it, and we're making deals. And you'll see the results. You'll see the results in the proposed budget. We are well on our way, and I'm not sure if this is the opportune time to announce, but I'll tell you. You'll show we're going to be recognized as winning the Pacesetter Award this year. We are way, way above anybody else.
Last year at this time, our net income for the year, last year, at this time, was $73,227. This year, it's $627,111.
Is there a business you want to run?
And a month ago, yeah. So, I don't have anything else to say. Any other comments or questions about the consent agenda? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Thank you very much. Item 2 on the agenda, and actually item 3 on the printed minutes of the reports. Transfer over first of the reports. We have the executive director and the administrative assistant. Manager of administrative services. There will be some additional items that will fall under executive session. That need your attention and advice in some cases.
As far as what we've been doing, not only is our cargo peaked, we've been out there shopping as well. We have managed to secure a lot of new military equipment. We are continuing our good fortune The our biggest cost is the transportation in most instances. We have purchased, another top loader, a machine that's worth way too much money for nearly $5,000. We have purchased a truck and a trailer for $1,500. We have purchased handlers, forklifts, heavy forks for $3,000. Good Scriber managed to find container handling tips that were $50,000 a piece. We found them in Texas. We found a whole bunch of them, and I'm basically buying 6 of them for $7,200. These machines that we're buying for a couple of $1,000 are worth about $250,000, $300,000 a piece.
What do they do?
And they do two things. They handle containers, and they also heavy forklifts. They handle 50,000 pounds, 25 tons of cargo. They're combination units. The container plan is, my family should screw up my plans as far as containers, but that's going to get back on track. I'll tell you a little bit about it later on. The unit is going to be working this summer with the Russia Rock. It's going to be unloading big heavy components. So both of those units will be paying for themselves and then some.
We're sure that they're compatible with what we've got to work with?
Definitely. Yeah. By my advice.
Okay.
And what we do, what we're doing is just standardizing. We're buying the same units. We know what we're buying. Nobody has them. We're very familiar with the units.
So we're not gonna wind up with an extra hydraulic?
No, exactly. In fact, I can tell you, I'll tell you, the big difference here is we had a contract proposal for transportation that was $24,000. We spent a whole $7,000 for our forces. But that's the kind of influence. I'm not doing it, I'm just influencing it. That's the kind of people we have here. If you give them the right environment, if you give them the right, you empower them, things can happen. You manage them, you become a team, things can happen.
So you got 6 of them for $7,200?
Yeah.
That's not a piece, that's all of them?
Yeah, just like one, they can't sell it.
I don't even know. I'm trying to imagine what they do.
Oh, this is what they do, it's if you see a container,
Right.
a container has four little castings. This thing's going on top of that fork, you lower it
Oh, it picks up.
and fix the whole container.
Okay.
You adapt them to the loader engine, you adapt them to the engine itself, the loader, and they hydraulically work to take the, yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a piece of equipment that actually unloads the container.
Yeah.
And in this instance,
Where are they?
right, this one is in Texas, so we have to go get it.
Do we have to get 6 of them?
Yeah.
Out of Texas?
Yeah, it's a bargain. I was about to actually get
What's
one
that
there.
gonna cost?
We have a way of doing things, we have several different methods that we employ, and
Load them on a rail car.
no, not too expensive, but no, we'll probably transport them. We can probably transport them 3 at a time. So coming from Texas, the transportation's gonna be more than probably $10,000 by the time we get from Texas down here. But look at the outcome. I was gonna custom make it $50,000 a piece. I needed 2, 100,000. This is bargain land, and it's military grade. What I like about military grade components, they're over designed. I mean, they can take a lot more. And so this machine, the big machine that you bought, the first one, I found another one for even cheaper price, right? A little bit rougher condition, but same machine. So these 6, right, they get banged up, they get distorted. The faster you load and unload, right, they get distorted, they get banged up. So buying 6 of them is very smart, because as if one breaks down, one gets dented,
You get more, yeah.
you get the other one burning. So it's again, the transportation cost is probably going to be the highest component of it.
If they're government though, there's probably extra gussets welded in and
It's
all kinds of
incredible.
diaphragms
It's incredible.
attached to them to make them
Commission-
stronger.
Commissioner, you're so right. I mean, they rate the unit for 50 tons, who knows how much you can take.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
Now, is there anything else in the same location that we might need to buy? You have other
yeah, but
feelers out for stuff?
You know, you have to go through a procedure. I mean, yeah, I don't want to get too overloaded, but right now we have an issue of, we want to be ready for the summer. and that's why we did what we did. Yeah, we look at combining trips, we look at, you know, minimizing economics. I mean,
Yeah.
We're pretty decent with that, I mean, we.
Just thought I'd mention it, I figured you probably already thought about it.
Well, yeah, and what throws us off, believe it or not, it's not so much us, it's the military.
Yeah,
They have set times you can pick up and get access to the facility. And, you know, because we work 24/7. Unfortunately, you have a set time, you can only be there from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock to pick up a piece. So often our man just waits, often our man would just, sorry about that.
The drum getting all the communication shit.
The other thing I would,
We got flag vests and stuff up there.
Same here.
the other thing I'm gonna tell you, relative, so that's one aspect of getting equipment. The other aspect of it, super busy with Novelis. Super busy with Novelis, to the point of view of just-in-time delivery. We noticed the influence of the second line coming online, to the point where we've been working a lot of Saturdays and a lot of Sundays. Even tonight, if you walked in, you see cars unloaded. We're working a lot of extra time. We're, I tell you, I think we're managing labor extremely well. And we're trialing labor, we're pushing for labor where we have to. The other thing that influenced us with the previous month was the weather. We spent a lot of time cleaning, we spent a lot of time cleaning the switches, some of our the railroad components, so there's a lot of time spent. To do January year, you'll see that's one of the influences that's one of the influences in this.
Zelco, was the stevedoring entry in the year-to-date sales report, is that pretty much what it cost us for the longshoreman? This is going back,
Okay.
and it's,
Page what?
2 of 2, yeah, on the sales report.
Yes, that's our
That's our
handling
ILA?
component. That's our handling component.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell you a little bit more later on how to handle that.
Okay.
I was reading this on my iPad, I saw something like grain elevators, is that different?
They'll talk about that one of the items.
Is that down the line?
Yeah, that's one
Where
of
did
the
I see it?
items.
I know I saw it.
Yeah, there's a grain elevator component. There's
Oh,
one
there,
of the,
all right.
yeah.
I thought it was in this one.
Yeah,
I had a little iPad. Didn't show up on the beach very well.
There's one other thing I want to tell you, the other component, well, the cargo has been super busy, we've been super busy with the, we did have a breakdown of the CSX suffered a machinery breakdown on their Fulton to the Oswego branch. That put more pressure on us on trucking side of the house, so these things have shifted cargo. Now what we see, and in fact, Commissioner Carroll picked it up, now that they're back, CSX is back, now we have all those cars that were held up in the system coming in 15 to 20 car loads impacted, and we only have 2 days to unload them or we face delay charges.
It's all backed up down
They're all backed up. So now we have the other influence, you know. So that aspect of it. We did have law enforcement, and Bill Schreiber was busy all day yesterday. We did have law enforcement aboard the vessel yesterday, simulate takedowns, simulate distresses. There's over 60 to 70 of them here yesterday. And there was more police force, security force here yesterday than some towns. Incredible. You have representative for Customs, we have representative for Sheriff's Department, we have representative for the Border Patrol, we have representative special SWAT units, tactical units. We made the ship available to them so they can practice, they can do what they need to do. And they were very thankful. US Coast Guard was here in full force. And I was just thankful nobody got hurt, everybody got off safe, and there's going to be additional exercises held. We figured while we had the ship here, let them use it, let them learn from it. So they've been doing that. So that's a lot of positive community relations on our part. I can tell you, we've been all busy, I mean, to the point where a lot of you guys have been busy as well. I call out, I tap out when I need to. I know the audit committee has been busy, and a number of other committees have been busy. As we get busy, you're all gonna get busier. I know, I can also mention our business level, but the amount of time Terry spends at a copier. It's been a busy, super busy month, and I tell you, things happen the way we envision them happening in Albany, it's only gonna get busier. Which is a good thing. I mean, I like it to do that.
Any comments? Questions? Any questions?
On the security personnel, will we go into education and training?
Yes, because I have an item on
Are we gonna be able to move the people that we've had on the site for a while
it.
into higher positions, or?
It's item 4, I'll give you all the background on it,
Okay.
and we'll discuss it in detail. Short answer is, we have to go outside and hire people. The short answer is, and we'll get to the item, I don't want to
Yeah.
get to the item, but the item we'll talk about that.
Okay. I have just a couple of things as, for the chairman's report. I'm going to pass these out to everybody. Pass it around. A week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to give a talk to the Association of Business and Professional Women in Oswego. They wanted to know something about the port, so they treated me to dinner and told me I had a 15-minute talk. And I told them, is it possible?
We know that.
And we talked longer, and they never stopped me. They said they thoroughly enjoyed it, so it was more than 15 minutes, I can assure you. But I took these along and gave them to them, and I made bigger copies here. These are actually the ones I showed the ladies. And you already saw this one. So we did this at the last meeting.
Yeah.
You can see that good.
We're down that much?
I can see it.
You're paying attention.
Thank you.
Somebody.
Somebody saw it. Anyway, the Zelco reported these, as you said before, this is a reflection of the seaways. These are the seaways data. The amount of aluminum that comes through the seaways, and well, this year is 45%, up 45%. Almost all of it coming to Oswego. And they are anticipating it going up to 230 million metric tons next year. And Zelco thinks that they're way off. Instead of being up 27%, it's going to be up substantially more than that. It might hit 3 million metric tons. All right, actually 300 million metric tons. So it's just an indicator to them that the business is growing rapidly. But this is something we've seen some of before. Before I had 2 columns here because we didn't have the ability to do with 2015. We are now, and we were anticipating that it would be up about $4.7 million. And so the total for the 5 years would be, what was it, 19 million? What's the number? 18.6. No, it's going to be more than that, but this is 18.6 million compared to the previous 10 years of 4.6, 5.4, 6.8, 6.6, 6.16. Last from 2000 to 2005 was 13 million. We're going to hit 18.6. We're probably going to hit 20 million or close to it. So we have just been exploding, and so this can't be done because I can't finish until the next month's data are in. But so this will go up a little bit more. But this is a dramatic show of what's happening to the port in the most dramatic period of the last 10 years. From 1995 to 2005, 2005, 2015. So and it's going to go more. I'm going to need another sheet of paper another 5 years for sure. Yeah, I thought that was useful. Or I can use a smaller. Anyway, it's useful to see that. And the ladies who were at the meeting were really surprised at how how that report has been going. And it's right in the middle of a community that, by and large, doesn't really understand this stuff yet. So it's gonna be something that will awaken the community pretty soon when we start getting a lot more news out. Anyway, there will be a nice story that we can put in to describe what's happened in the last 30 years at the port, and after the news comes out from Albany and we start another process, this is going to be dramatic in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. You're going to see some really, really spectacular stuff. The second thing, I talked to you about in the last meeting, I read rather about a problem with the Thruway Authority, having an ethics problem, and that they had already had some people resign. There's been more information in the news about what has happened in Albany. I don't know if you've read in the state Thruway Authority. I don't know if you've seen this, but 2 people who resigned are being investigated by the Inspector General, and then it's now going to the Attorney General for soliciting prostitutes with
State cell phones.
state cell phones, state-owned cell phones, as part of their official responsibility to use official phones ethically. But it turns out that they haven't been quite so ethical in the use of state cell phones, and it's gonna go from there, I'm sure. It's gonna get nastier, and I thought you'd like to hear if there are those sorts of things going on with among your state fellow workers. I brought an addendum. You remember in the last meeting, I passed out this, everybody got a copy of this? And I have an addendum page, so I'm gonna pass this out. And this is an addendum, I will see if I get it out of the folder here. I wanna send this around. It's gonna go at the end of that same package. This is in color, the other ones are in black and white, but I figured you could get at least one color page. And this is, as I've characterized this is from, I don't know how many of you know the Syracuse New Times newspaper?
Yeah.
It's a freebie every Wednesday, it comes out, you can find it all around town. And so this is titled an addendum to Public Officer Law, Section 74 Code of Ethics form that I sent out to you before. And as soon as I saw it, I said, this is absolutely perfect, put some humor in this process of learning ethics and studying ethics and engaging. It's how the Syracuse New Times explains Ethics Law 74 3D, and each one deals with selling influence, providing influence, and I thought you'd enjoy it. And I'm not going to have to take our time to read all of these, but each one is directly related to that section, especially that section of the Code of Ethics, Section 7, Law 74, Section 74, 3D, all right? And so when you have some time after the meeting, enjoy this, but add it to that packet, because it is another page of some examples of things that could be categorized or classified as a violation of Section 74 3D. The last thing is a reminder, I said in the last meeting that 90 days after at the conclusion of our fiscal year, which is the end of this month, 90 days hence we have to do our evaluation, our board evaluation. So I'll have the governance committee put that together, and we'll run it through the meat grinder of evaluation and characterization. So, and then that has to go to ADO, it's a requirement. Okay, that really constitutes the sum of the chair's report. Okay. Mr. Attorney?
Nothing for the general session.
Nothing for the general session. Okay. That brings us to new business. Is there any old business? I couldn't think of any, but that was not on here, so I thought maybe you didn't have any, but I'm not sure we have or not have. We're going to discuss with any old business. New business is Consideration and award of the contract with for the grain loading unloading system to Emerald Equipment Systems for $614,563. And I'll ask Zach to explain this and talk it.
And give it,
It's Exhibit D.
right. Basically what this is two pieces of equipment that will be utilized, to load and unload grain from the building and from the ship. And, okay, yeah, this is the bid opening, yes. Yeah, we competitively held the bid opening. Only two companies were interested in it. They're both, the equipment is manufactured here in the US. The pieces of equipment will enable us to basically bring a grain truck in, bottom dump or tail dump, and we can use it to load either silos or ship directly. Vice versa, it can also be used to unload ship as well. The equipment is flexible in nature, it's very quick, and best of all, once we approve the next item down with Purdue, I can tell you that New York State Department, New York State is funding $250,000 of it. USDA, somebody here on the board, is funding another $99,500 of it, $349,500. The remaining dollars I'll pay by Purdue. So there's no money out of pocket from the authority, and that was part of the negotiation process. And the stipulation is, we have some stipulations, and we'll talk about a little bit more in the lease. They have a right to ask for the equipment in their 7 years to justify some of the investment. I talked to them today in this meeting. They may or may not exercise that option. So chances are because most they the reason they're interested in it, why would they be interested in this equipment, is the speed. Right now we're averaging about 1.2 to 1.5 million bushels per year. This is probably going to be the first year we're going to exceed that. All the grain that's been unloaded is already been replaced. They're interested in importing and exporting. First year ever.
How was our exporting process going?
The exporting process, we met with the school, Pam Caracoli. I can say I had good influence in that on two fronts. And I managed to secure a grant for the school to the tune of $250,000.
We're still waiting for approval from the
I
feds.
called Angelo Raffaero from Schumer's office. Angelo Raffaero has been promoted. He's no longer in Syracuse. He's now chief in charge of New York City, and that is going on as well.
Why do you think we only had one bidder?
Because of the specialty of the equipment and the speed of the equipment and the fact that it needed to be a bottom dumper compatible.
So in other words, we're limited to the number of people that can even bid on this process.
It's not too many people make this type of equipment. I mean, if we made it a tail dumper, we had a couple other people look at it, but the fact that it was just a strictly bottom dumper, and we have some bottom dumper servicing us, and that was one of the requirements. That's what we're limited to.
What kind of background does Emerald Equipment have?
Emerald Equipment is a local contractor in Syracuse. Super positive background, super positive as far as reputation is concerned, and it's not their equipment; they're a broker. The equipment is actually made in Wisconsin, and
They assemble it themselves.
they assemble. No, they actually purchase. It's almost like buying a vehicle. They purchase it, they integrate it. You're actually buying two pieces of equipment. You're buying a bottom dumper conveyor, and then you're buying another extended conveyor, which actually reaches the ship. So we have multi capabilities of equipment.
So it's not a question of taking the bottom of the barrel, it's just a question of the exclusivity of.
It's top-notch equipment. One of the things I'm proud of, it's not diesel powered, it's not electric, it's not gas powered, it's electric powered, so it's green. It's the latest as far as I call the energy efficiency. So we are buying something that's really, really top notch. It's, frankly, it's oversized, which is a good thing. It's not you're just afraid of farm grade. It's way heavier duty.
Okay.
We do want to thank a board member. I mean, but we're not technically. I mean, you guys helped us a great deal. I mean, that made the deal that much sweeter. You know, it is subject to me approving the lease with Purdue down the line, but in that lease, it's rather positive. Purdue wants to make this at home. Purdue wants to grow with us
Yeah, we want to expand in New York.
in a big way.
So the equipment itself is coming from the Midwest, which I suspect if we were in the Midwest, we'd probably have more than one bidder.
Well, it's the bottom dumper. Maybe I'm not doing an adequate job to explain what the bottom
No, I
dumper is.
understand.
It's, yeah, the trucker that has those things, that has those valves on the bottom, comes along, you pull a valve, the whole thing just comes down. The requirement that we have is, as he opens up, it takes the entire thing. So that's.
Not gonna overflow or
That's a
anything.
pretty hefty,
Yeah.
you're talking about a 36, 40-inch belt. Right now what we have is, these are toys compared to what we have now. And we do more than offset in efficiency in terms of manpower. And we have been doing a lot better in terms of efficiency with crewing and with management. This is good equipment. This will last us a while, provided maintained correctly.
Will this reduce our labor costs some?
We have already done a good job, yes we will.
Yeah.
We have already done a really good job managing it.
So this thing goes under the truck, and the belt's running, and it dumps it in the thing, the belt.
So that's one way. The sides also come up, right? It's all hydraulic, it's all computerized. Sides comes up and says, this guy is a tail dumper, right? The sides come up, the guy with the tail dumper backs up, dumps the entire thing, leaves. It doesn't have to wait there while our blue conveyor catches up. Huge difference, huge difference. And then you can attest to it, you deal with this stuff every day, so. I mean, you know the stuff better than perhaps any of us. I mean,
Wow. Farmer Hart Day or?
he sees a lot of these folks, I mean, he deals with them every day.
Some. I'm sure the trucking companies will be very grateful that the equipment's here.
Right.
Saves them money too.
Yeah.
This is-
Now, are the people that will be working with that, they're trained and they know how it works?
We have to train.
Okay, okay.
That's, as the equipment gets more sophisticated, that's where we're running a little bit into some roadblocks. It's,
Weird.
I'll say the comments for later, but yeah,
So what do we need, a motion?
Yes.
yes.
Motion to, yeah, motion
Motion to not spend any money on this.
Basically, you just, what you're basically doing is allowing us to award, and then, and it is pending that you approve the Purdue deal subsequently, but it's not costing us any money.
This is to award the contract.
Yes.
Second. So moved was my counterpart.
Stephen? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous?
Terry, I need to abstain.
Yes, one abstention. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Smart.
Next item, next item. This is to consider authorizing executive director to enter into a lease renewal negotiation with Purdue Agribusiness. Motion 324-1503.
And I can tell you an update where I'm at. I briefly talked with Commissioner Schoenheim the other day. I have already reached a tentative agreement with 15% rate increases across the board on Purdue. And the new budget that you have before you reflects that. In addition to that, I'm getting an additional fee, a handling fee of 0.0 cents per bushel, which amounts to additional fees on top of that.
How much is it?
0.07 cents per bushel. Right? In addition to that, I'm getting another fee, a rail car fee. And in addition to that, I'm amending the labor contract, which is currently below ILA rates, to current ILA rates, And to top it all off, I'm inserting a CPI index, so every year this contract will amend. Purdue recognizes that this contract has been neglected, and today we're going to catch up to it. And we do have some other amendments. I have the attorney working on it. Needless to say, it's a very good contract for us. And when you look at when you see the new budget, these numbers are reflected in it. John A., which is the chief executive of Purdue, will be here next week. He wants to see as many board members as possible, being that he's handling all this money. And what it means for us is increasing fees across the board. It's just a huge reason why we're doing so well this year and next year.
So you're just looking for authority to begin negotiations?
And once I finalize it, I'll bring the contract to the board. I can tell you I will finalize it. I have to finalize it. The current contract expires in April, so I have to do it. But these are the parameters. You can only go up.
I'd like to make that motion to authorize the executive director to enter into the lease negotiations with Purdue.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Scrimhorn and Mr. Brown. So that's different than the resolution that's shown here on our agenda, so that'll have to be corrected by the secretary for the minutes.
And once we have the whole bill, which should be next month, we'll bring it to you for your final look. You can only get better from the current parameters.
I don't see.
I apologize, there's no difference. I was looking at the resolution.
I see.
That got exchanged.
It was already changed.
The new resolution.
We know what you meant, Terry.
It is different from the one below it. Thank you. I need people around me keeping on top of stuff. My wife keeps reminding me of that periodically.
You mean when Martha's not around you?
Oh, I'm hamstrung. Hamstrung. Okay, so, you got that clear, okay.
Yeah.
Next one, consideration.
We need a,
No. No, so moved and seconded, but
A moment of levity cost me my standard conscience.
Just trying to find out who's awake.
All in favor of the motion that was presented?
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Next item.
This item I've been negotiating for quite a while. I'm going to pass out a sheet, if I can find it. Mine is not as colorful as Terry's, but it'll help us understand.
How you got, to increase the density of coverage.
If you give me pictures, I can understand these things.
Basically what that shows, I gotta make sure I get it right. The other side of the warehouse is
That's good.
south?
That's north.
Yeah, south.
Excuse me, that's north.
North.
That's north.
You can call that.
Okay. Okay. Understood, yeah, thank you.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
I've been in there.
all right.
Now what's it?
I guess in there.
On the part closest to the water, where all those pretty rocks are, right? Right there. Basically what we're gonna do is, the Rocher is the entity that's gonna be doing the breakwater. And I've been negotiating with them for a while. I finally got a decent agreement in place. And I was even finalizing negotiations today. I'll do better than this, but we're looking at $600,000 of income for the Port of Oswego in 2015. And basically what we're going to do is going to be in combination of rent. It's going to be in combination of us operating certain portions of the construction, which means manpower. And it's also going to be in combination of working 24/7 with our ILA labor, doing certain loading and unloading procedure. I'm also talking to them about doing some repair work while they're here on one of our other docks, and that would be additional, that would bring to the board. So before it's said and done, this agreement will influence us to the positive a minimum of $600,000. The Russia Rock is looking to start this work May 1, they were here today. And we have indicated that we're going to agree to them, to their performing the work. And basically what it is they're going to be rent doing that side of the building. They also may use this, where we had the fireworks last year. And you will see some of those, I call them jumping jacks, those things that look like little X's. You can see them out there. What I'm happy about, all that cement work, all that rock work, majority of it is coming from local, with one exception, those big boulders, coming out of Maine, if they can make it. So it's all locally sourced. And what I'm happy about is that, in fact, our people will be working with them 24/7 for the next 6 months.
Where's that going, where's that going to be stored?
Right
Up
on.
here.
North of.
Oh, here, right here. Yeah,
Right,
okay,
right.
yeah, I got you.
So, of course, just look at our logistics, I just told you, right? Not only
Is this
do
a
we have-
hard $600,000 contract?
Yeah.
It is hard, so
They have no choice.
okay, okay.
Where are they gonna go?
No extras, no
All
add-ons?
these will be add-ons on my part,
Yeah,
not their
okay,
part.
all right,
We're not spending, this is income.
okay.
We're not, this is all money that's coming to us. I mean, it's only gonna go up. If they extend it, if they're gonna do other things, it's
Well,
all.
what I was thinking is maybe like put a junior attachment out here in case we do wanna move to that landfill, you know what I'm saying?
Can't do that. This is a Corps of Engineers contract. This is not our contract.
We can't add something in there?
No, this is a Corps of Engineers contract. The only reason I'm involved with this is I'm a transportation entity. I happen to have a piece of land that's adjacent to their project.
To their project,
I have nothing to do
okay.
with the project. Where I'm
I
using.
thought I'd try.
Oh, yeah, I'm using them, I'm using my proximity to my advantage.
Okay,
And
So they're gonna bring materials in through here, through us.
they're gonna bring it through our railroad, they're gonna bring it through our trucks. We touch it,
We have room for all that?
it's gonna be challenging.
And the highway can buy this.
And let me tell you,
Big rocks.
let me tell you what's very clear. And make that very clear, it's in the contract. Our business is primary, they're secondary.
I just can't help
Our-
but think it's gonna kinda jam things up.
Of course it is. But we can look through it. We just went through the, Scrabble and I spent the afternoon going through the schedule. Their heavy days are 3 days a week. Our heavy days are 3 days a week. It's a matter of coordination. They're working 7 days a week, 24/7. At night, they're light. We can work it. Everything that's good is difficult. The alternative for me would be not to negotiate and engage them at all, let them go somewhere else. I wasn't about to do that.
do you think we could use a yard cherry picker, a 15-ton on rubber cherry picker?
They're providing.
You're providing it, but I mean for our own usage here,
Cherry picker.
something for light lifts, you know, like a Pettibone,
I don't
small
have it. I think,
hydraulic boom.
Yeah, I'm looking for one if I can find one at the right price.
I assume there'll be barges and things going back and forth?
Yes.
Pretty close.
Part of this money is also the marina. They're gonna stage them down by the marina. They're gonna have a compound down there of 10 folks, and the marina is gonna gain another $6,000 of revenue by them staging boat and equipment down there. Basically 24/7, security 24/7. While they're here, somebody's here, right? Longshoremen, 24/7, running clock.
Absolutely.
I mean, they can complain about it all they want, they never have this much work.
It's a good problem.
It's a great problem.
The only
You know
concern is
Hey,
congestion.
Commissioner, I applaud you, that's exactly the way I look at it. You know, it beats the alternative, it's a problem we can solve. Are we gonna be happy every day? No. But you know what? It beats the absolute alternative of having nothing, complaining out there. We're gonna have more people out there than we can shake a stick at. And again, our cargo takes priority. He knows that, he's very much aware of that. If I don't cooperate, things are not very positive for Oswego. So I just took advantage of it.
Now, is there any opportunity over on the Fitzgibbon site to store, or does it need to be here?
The store, that's the other problem that we have, of course, we're very supportive, right? while we do all of this, yeah, we'll store some of it if it's given set. The trick with this rock and everything else, you can't handle it twice. You know, because then you have to, these boulders are very large, 30, 40, 50 tons. Right?
You leave one where you don't want
Right.
it, and take
So,
off for the day.
What's gonna happen is,
What are you gonna do?
what's gonna happen with this site, this is gonna look like moonscape. What the contractor's gonna do is restore it. So at the end of it, come Thanksgiving, this entire south side is gonna be paved, free of charge.
Nice.
Nice.
That's the north side.
North side.
North side, I'm sorry, north side.
North side.
I'm just put it down in my head.
Broadwell already.
For me,
paid
it's,
south
yeah.
You got rocks to the south, rocks to the north.
So it's a very decent contract. I think it's innovative of us to think out of the box. I mean, we thought as many purposes as we can. I'm even gonna have them look at fixing one of our docks, which is something that we are facing with over by Sprague Energy. One of the docks is actually having some issues, and I'm gonna make them throw that in. What they gain from us is efficiency. They bring unit trains, 64 carloads, loaded right up here, unloaded right on the barge, out it goes. Right. Yeah, will I use the given stuff or something? Probably, because, you know, I may end up sewing aluminum up if I have to. The trick is, it's given site right now, it's not secured. And I'm not saying anybody's gonna take anything, but it's, I don't think,
But you could put 40-ton racks there, I'm sure.
yeah, 40-ton rock, if somebody takes it, I don't want to see the guy.
They're welcome to it.
Yeah, they just take it and run with it. But with that 40-ton rock, now I have to pick it up, and how do I move it down here?
Twice.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Smaller rocks, definitely, the smaller stone, definitely probably go up there.
Is
So-
our rail all done, that'll handle all this?
The rail component is done all the way up to the fence and then some. This is another beauty of it. While all this heavy work gets done, we'll, after they're finished, we'll totally rejuvenate the rail follow-up contract. So by the time they're done, they'll beat up our old rail track. They'll beat up our old rail track that's there right now.
They have to fix it?
Well, no, but we'll follow up, our rail contract, actually, we have a contract that's coming up. That will fix all our rail track. So after they're done, they're not beating up new stuff, they're beating up the old stuff. Which is fantastic. I mean, the timing, I could not dream of doing it better. I mean, it really walked into place. They did play hard to get, and they're looking at it. They don't like it, but it is what it is. And I'll talk to you afterwards. It's a great contract for us. It'll benefit the region. That's what I'm excited about. It'll really benefit Oswego. So it's the fact that I believe this is all the storm money. That's
Sandy.
It is,
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's, the whole project, I believe, costs close to $17, $18 million.
Sandy money.
I'm not sure.
It's a lot of money. They basically rebuilt those walls in 40-foot depths. It's gonna be quite a wall out there.
They tear the old one out, they rebuild it on it.
They reuse some of it, but these new bolos, these new X's out there, to replace such that they impact the currents and minimize the damage.
Be cool to watch.
It'd be awesome to watch. And while all this is going on, I just handed me a paper. I'm not sure, there was this fellow that was out here
Yeah.
that talked about the beach, that talked about influencing the other wall out there. So that's another thing that's out in the community. And I submitted that paper to,
Yeah.
I submitted that paper to the Corps of Engineers and the
And there,
captains.
the Army Corps of Engineers is working.
Yes,
Okay.
right.
For a beach?
Yes.
I can only read the first two lines of the Pell Times.
Well, describe it
about
with
the beach.
But it is, and the can actually tell you, because you actually knew a lot about it, right? You were-
Yeah, I was, the fellow named John Enright, who's
I don't
Alderman Francis Enright's nephew, is an engineer. And he and his father, and his uncle, and some other people in town have been thinking about a way to increase usage of the area north of Breakback Park. And they came up with an idea of putting a break in the break wall, not very far from where the steam station is, such that vessels could go through the break wall. Water can flow through the break wall, clean that whole area out, because the water flow, right now it's stagnant water, because the water goes down the river and past, because there's a predominant southeast flow from southeast to northwest. And it looks really, really neat, that if they can clean that whole thing up, the stagnant water, the anoxic algae that grow over in there, the smell, and will all be able to be flushed out. Plus, right now, as the water's coming down the river, it puts all this sediment in that we end up having to dredge. And in front of that, on the south side of the break wall, it's sand right up to almost the surface of the water. When it gets to the break wall, you can.
It's like a beach upside.
It's a beach right there.
We're at the cable crossing.
Yep, we used to just go and just run our boat into the beach and walk around the boat and wash it, because you could walk all the way around the boat. The depth was
Wow. Sort of
And so the objective is some of that sand can be moved, and it might even be able to be saved and relocated to the area in front of Breakback Park. It actually could conceive of a beach developing there, which would make Breakback Park a much nicer place and more advantageous place for the community. And his idea is absolutely perfectly coincidental with the break wall repair. And so he's also sent the plans, and I think I have some of those I can email.
We can email them if you
Think
want.
that
Is
he's
he-
very-
I think, is this a DEC involved in this, or is this just something Mr. Anderson?
This is, they just came up with it themselves.
Okay, so there's really, okay.
And it just was emailed to me.
They did a lot of work on it, and.
They've been working on it for a
Well,
while.
I can see that, I just didn't know if the EPA and all these other, the big guys were getting
But
involved.
it's not that so much, what's novel about it is, they had certain components of it. What's novel is the opening, the flushing,
Oh, I
and
get it.
it's, is it perfectly designed? No, that'll be
That would be an
designed.
engineering.
Well, that was my whole point.
Yeah.
It's a
The
great
issue
concept.
is,
Yeah.
the steam station doesn't need,
The protection.
any protection there anymore. They don't draw water out of the lake. And this really is a dead area. That end of the harbor is a dead area.
Stinks.
It's all
Stinks,
warm water.
It's shallow, it's warm water, it used to be a place where raw sewage was dumped right out from the city system, and that was stopped.
He's grading it now.
Yeah.
At any rate, the Army Corps of Engineers is looking at it as to its possibility, its feasibility. And arguably, it could be a really neat project, because it would influence, it would not in any way make it more dangerous inside the harbor for boating, for any waterfront activity. You could actually, they may not make it large enough for boats to go in, but if they can get it broken so that water can flow through, that may be the main reason to have this happen. We're doing a break wall. The Army Corps of Engineers would improve something. We might have that. It wouldn't impact upon us negatively at all, but it might impact on the community, on the water itself,
Right.
inside the harbor, very, very much positively.
What we like about it, it's a self-funding project. It's a self-funding project. It'll cost us some minor dollars as far as a sponsor. It'll cost the city nothing.
That's good.
It could be, this sort of thing, it could be a transformative event for that part of the city.
It's a wonderful idea.
To do that from start as a separate project, it costs a lot of money.
The timing of it. So I'm sorry, get back to the item. I'm sorry, I digressed. It's needed a motion on that item.
So moved.
Second.
Fifteen oh four. Oh, 1504, gotcha.
Yeah, no, it's right here.
All right,
This photograph that you've got here, it represents progress, because if you look at this photograph, you'll see that the guardhouse is not in it,
Oh, yeah, definitely,
and then take a look at how many aluminum ingots you see.
no.
I don't know where that photograph came from.
But you see what I'm saying? See, those are the few aluminum ingots that are
I
there
understand.
before the guardhouse. And now-
I know where Laura Brazak found that. She did the computer work and the computer design for John Henry, so.
Yeah,
Isn't that kinda cool?
yeah, it is very cool.
That would be before the last decade, just before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? All in favor, this has been sponsored?
Yep.
All right, you got it? Okay. All in favor of resolution 1504?
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. It's anonymous, I mean, it's a unanimous. Anonymous, anonymous or unanimous?
Yeah, get more coffee.
I need another cup.
Yeah.
This last one is consideration approval for a full-time senior security officer position.
I'll explain about what we're doing there. And basically what we have done there is, the current person that we have there, we're making him full-time. We have actually secured uniforms. We have actually secured further training. The person's going on the further training. While all this is going on, we have been interviewing for the other positions. I want those positions, the particular officers, those are the first people our person sees. So I personally took it upon myself to look at some of the new folks that are coming in. We interviewed about, did all the initial screening, did all the work. I looked at the found candidates, and right now we are in a position to offer one of those candidates jobs. We're looking at some more candidates. We're looking for people that are young, they're bright, they're articulate. What you're gonna see is that security position is gonna be more than just a security guard. He's gonna be going around, he's gonna be directing, he's influential in what's happening as far as contractors, egress. He's influential as far as the camera work is concerned. We have some good, bright, young people out there, and we're in a position to offer them some jobs, and in many instances I'll be working 24/7. So that security position, it's a first chance to impress a customer. That's one thing that we have done really well here. It's one thing I drive everybody crazy over. I mean, I want that customer impressed. If we can help him, I want to help him. If he needs 5 more minutes, I want to make sure he do the work. I'm driving folks to focus on that customer. We're here because of that customer.
Are these security people hired by the port? Are they Securitas contracted? How are they?
The hires directly by us.
We're gonna pay them directly from the port.
Directly by us.
You've got a 40-hour training, at least 40 hours of training.
Yes, some of them already have certificates and don't.
Their certificate,
Yeah.
get a certificate.
Right, but I'm also spending money on uniforms, I'm spending money the way they're gonna look, I'm spending
Do
money.
they work for the state?
They won't work for the state.
Are we constrained by civil service exams in any way? or-
We might be,
That's where I'm going.
yes, we might be. We have to go through
It's
the,
not a state position, I don't think.
no.
Well, there are state security officers, I'm wondering if you have to use them.
We're not there yet. If we are fortunate enough to have the other facility, that would be a whole different game. But we are upping the game. Right now, the guy is there, is presentable, looks sharp, represents all of us, and he's gonna have more influence.
And you will certify them before they start working, I hope. There's a lot of liability involved if you don't.
Yeah. This is, so I'm clear. Initial one is one position, one job. The others that I'm bringing on, right now I have 4 that we have selected, there's more that we need. I'm bringing on in 30-hour increments. And out of those, I'm trying to bring folks as I need them, right? And the one person that I have, even though some of those temporaries are fully certified.
I would also recommend that you write a very explicit, detailed job description for them, what you can and you can't do, because you'll get these cowboys that'll get you sued.
Right.
I have to give credit to Bill on that. We have a procedure manual that they cannot touch, and then we also were able to I'll be perfectly blunt, we're not happy with certain ones that we have now.
We need to talk with Reed Tickle also, just to cover.
Are these armed guards?
No,
No,
When you restrict anybody's movement, like a security guard is legally can do, you're opening up a box
Yes,
of worms.
we are not.
Police officers are different, the private security are entirely different ballgame.
Right.
As I'm sure
Right.
you can attest to.
Yeah. But, well, we rely upon, right now, that's what we're doing, that's what we're thinking, we'll measure, we'll see. I mean, this is something we wanna do for a long time. We're now in a fiscal position that we can afford to do it, and, you know, we're spending some money on that aspect of it. I mean, if I had to do it all over again, I would put the booth where it is, but it is where it is, and doing it. Yeah, we push more forward. I mean, we're teaching them how to resolve conflicts in a non-confrontational way. You know, their job is not to stop somebody, their job is to call somebody. Their job is not to engage, their job is not to take a charge or take a help. Their job is to basically diffuse the situation. That's what they're there for, and call somebody. And we, as in turn, we're going to be installing some certain mechanisms in there that they can call us, because face it, the guys out there by themselves, guy or gal, because we have some gals around us as well, are there by themselves. And we have to be, I'm particularly concerned at night. You know, we have to talk to the city, we have to talk to the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol has been immense. They've been responding to our calls, they're down here quicker than anybody. And they are armed, and they are certified, and they'll deal with somebody who provides resistance and everything else. I don't want to engage our customers.
Is
I
there
don't
any
want
way
to
you
get
can
into a fight.
have like an electronic connection to this border patrol, so if you just push a button, the border patrol will be the problem here?
Right now, we have emergency dialer, but, yeah, but,
I've always thought that we should have a security person in close proximity, if not accompanying an outside contractor.
the issue is cost, you know, the issue is overhead and everything else. And then the issue is, you know, these,
Just as a go-between, you
Yeah.
know?
the people that we see here, we see practically every day. The only new person that we may see is an over-the-road contractor. We hadn't had any major confrontations. Frankly, our biggest problem has been the kids. And our biggest problem has been people walking down railroad tracks, sometimes board members. Right.
I never saw any boardrooms when I was walking down those.
But you know, with the restrictions that we have based on the responsibilities of the port and the proximity to the border, it just makes sense.
Well, you were talking to Catco about.
And educate the security personnel that we have for that particular reason, you know?
Well, our job is not border control, that's somebody else.
You got Coast Guard, you got the.
Yeah.
But we have the Coast Guard
Yeah,
regs,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard is responsible, for this, right? They're responsible to protect the border, not our guys. Our guys are basically keeping people in, people that don't need to be here, they're not here, we're checking. We are gonna enact a certain provision of our security plan, which we haven't, which is checking, randomly checking contents of vehicles, right? Randomly, you have to be really careful about that.
Yeah,
Really, really careful about that.
Really?
I think that the two persons that need to be most involved with you are, and Bill, would be
Those two guys.
Kirk and you Tickle. Those are the two in particular, and you both two security guys, that's right.
Yeah, reading it.
Those, you guys have all the
We
experience.
haven't done anything as far as random checks and everything else. We let the border patrol do that. We let the Coast Guard do that. We'd rather they do it. We don't mind getting involved in that aspect of it.
You got the expertise right on the board, that's great. Is there a salary cap?
These are not, these are
Okay.
just above minimum wage. Yeah.
Well, as time goes on, you may professionalize that organization.
And we will. As we get more high value cargo, more and so on and so forth, that end of the business will grow. It will have to grow.
The people who will take these jobs are people that are waiting for police jobs.
Yes.
Pretty much, and they'll wanna act like a police officer, that's where you get in trouble.
Yep. Yeah, and we squeeze some of those out, you can tell them, because we ask them, why do you want this job, right? So you have the two extremes, you have people who are very young, who scare us, right, who have no experience, you have people who want to be a cop that didn't make it, or want to be a fireman that didn't make it. And some folks have been highly decorated in our armed forces. And I don't need a gunnery sergeant out there. I need somebody who can talk to people. I mean, the fact that he's perfectly great at hand-to-hand combat.
Just gonna put one in the booth, one in the booth at night, nobody else, one person?
We have done it.
Okay.
We have done it. And we'll evaluate it. One thing about it,
Yeah, and you steam plant too, and we'll get it.
Do our radios have a cop frequency?
Yes.
They do.
and then, well, I'll tell you a bit more about it in another section, but we did have some incidents and overall, it's a positive item. It's authorizing
It
the
is.
position.
I'm just,
It's, and
I'm just urging caution.
Commissioner, you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. And exactly what you're warning us about is that some of the things we try to filter out in the interviews. Because you do get those people that want those jobs. You know, and you can't wait to have one guy who doesn't give him the license fast enough so you can confront him. That's not what this job is about.
It'll happen.
That's not what this job is about. I mean, you know.
You can smell them all pretty slick.
Oh, yeah.
When the president of Purdue comes through the gate and the guy holds him up and wants to look at his car or something, that's happened. I've seen it to the president of college.
Oh, yeah.
Not good. Not good. They have held up the chairman. They had held up the chairman, didn't they? One night you had difficulty getting in.
I had one hold up the governor.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Did we advertise this to the
Unrecognized.
public?
Yes.
2 where, Valentine's?
Oops.
But there's still more available.
That's really funny.
They have done it.
Or the 5 state police guys that weigh 300 to 6'7", right?
Yeah.
Never saw them before, so.
Black
We
Suburban.
haven't had the, we need a sponsor in a second, the motion.
So moved. Second.
Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. Motion's in order to move into executive session to talk about personnel matters and about the property values.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're now in executive session. We need a 2 minute or 5 minute break. We're
I
gonna,
didn't touch that line with a toy.
The thing I sent you, the email I sent you last night, with all the list of accomplishments.
Yes.
Put that out for me.
Do you want this started or no?
yes.
Let's start, yes.
We're already in executive, we're already in regular session. We're now back in executive session, excuse me, regular session. Is there any other item that comes before the the regular session at this time? Hearing none?
Yes.
Yes.
Just give me 1 moment.
Oh, we got enough for, we got a
Yeah,
majority.
I see him standing on
Got a
it.
quorum.
David, do you vote to adjourn?
Motion's in order
Do
to
you vote to
adjourn
adjourn the regular meeting?
Yes, I vote to
Okay, we need a motion.
Motion's in order to adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Stevens? Mr. Smith? All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Opposed? We are now adjourned. Anyone want a break? Anybody want a break?
No.
That's all I was.
This brings us to the final item of the evening, the annual meeting. I'd like to call the annual meeting into session.
Allowed to say something. Did my subscriber thing pass? The thing that we discussed in the executive session? I need a motion to adopt the city policy on folks taking city insurance.
I wasn't aware that that was something needed.
Yeah, I need that, so maybe we can make it part of the annual meeting, I don't care where we make it. In fact, it belongs in the annual meeting, it will become policy.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we'll put it in,
This is fine.
I'll make it, item, all kinds of things.
Or we can do executive session personnel. You can do that, wherever, you can make it wherever you wish.
We can do it item 6, make it item 6, I don't think we need to go into executive session for that. And make it item 6.
We discussed it.
All right, item 6 and,
That'd be a motion.
it would be 15
AM, 15:05.
15:05, yes. 15:05. We'll get to that in just a minute. All right? Motion's in order for the consent agenda. Now, the consent agenda is to approve the prompt payment policy, procurement minority disadvantaged business policy, and the MWBU work plan and goals policy. It's exhibit A, B, and C. I don't know if you all read exhibits A, B, and C. If you haven't, it's worth a read to find out what we stand for with regard to a number of required state policies. So, previously approved, it's a standard annual policy approval.
So moved.
There's a change. The NDWB policy, the percentage was higher. Right now required 30%.
So that was who sponsored the consent?
Coach. Coach.
Oh, yeah, Coach and Smith.
I'll second.
Oh, it's Coach and Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach and Smith, I just forgot who it was. So, hearing no other discussion, does anybody want to know anything else about the items of the consent agenda? All in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? It's passed unanimously. All right, item 3. Approval of the fiscal year 2015-2016 annual operating budget, exhibit B. Executive Director, I will ask to lead discussion on this matter.
D. D is in Dell. Oh, D, I'm sorry. That is in dog. I got you next to the Ken. In my ears, so.
Yeah, basically, we're proposing the last item, we're proposing a $5.678 million budget. Some of the major influences, stevedoring going up. We envision, you see the item across before you, basically going up. There'll be another 5% increase of our stevedoring fees across the board, which means aluminum and so on and so forth, and that will generate some more money. There are some items that are going to go down. We anticipate some more utilities going down. We're anticipating this marina doing well. We're anticipating gas sales to be a record this year due to all the work that we're doing in the harbor. And we're selling that particular vendor fuel.
I was looking at that. Is there any possibility of putting in maybe 6 or 8 or 10 more boat slips for dockage right behind the office, out into the river? Or would that interfere with the egress and ingress?
Yeah, the thing I'm going to look at this year, the thing that's on the agenda as far as capital improvements is a new gas dock, which we paid for last year. We received insurance proceeds. We are currently repairing the gas dock in-house. We've been out, as you know, we spent quite a bit of time and money last year to go out and repair. And we're after 2 new slips. Will be on that U-shaped component interior. We're envisioning taking those old docks out and putting some new slips in there.
So in other words, putting in
Additional slips. Additional slips.
But it'll be in the inner part.
Inner. I would hesitate to put anything out there because of the large ships that we get in there. It will impact us. It would actually impact us immensely. That's, if you get a cruise ship, that's what we envision fueling. If you get some of the larger vessels that visit us, that's where they stay. And we will lose that aspect.
We had gross gas sales of like 460-some thousand, I think.
Really, really well.
How much do we make a gallon on that? You know, any idea?
You got it, good?
Okay. I was thinking of paying for the personnel that we employ down there
Quite a bit.
and having it be all self-sufficient.
We do quite well.
Let me just quickly make a couple comments as a motor who's been in that slip for a long time. That outer wall is very open to use as a regular slip. It's very open water.
But I was thinking of maybe temporary berths for people that wanted to spend the weekend.
Oh, they do that already.
They do that
They
already?
do that already. They do that already.
So it wouldn't be, to put a perpendicular dock in there wouldn't be a good idea? Okay.
There's too much water, there's too much variation in the degree of water flow and the degree of lake flow back into these storms. A couple of years ago, there was a large barge, it was located right on that wall.
Just a brainstorm to try to make money is
Just
all.
coming to tell you the story about this large barge. And in the middle of the night, in a big storm. That barge slipped its eye up and moved down was blown down the wall to the south and went across and edged up against the wall right in front of the parking lot that's now Little Buddies, and stopped about 5 feet in front of a very expensive boat. Had it gone 5 feet more, it would have crushed that boat, and we'd have had a huge insurance policy. It was too open. We were sleeping in our boat that night. We woke up and more we could do it. I said, wait a guy, and another boat wakes up and looks off his bow. This thing was gigantic.
I withdraw the suggestion.
The other thing that you see a decrease in general insurance, we're out bidding the insurance, we're out bidding our, it's an item, we're out bidding our auditor, we're bidding a number of items out there, so that this is some savings, it's just not income. Our lease of equipment should be going down. Our in-house trucking is the trucking that we charge $10. We left it at par. We anticipate that's going to do better. As I mentioned before, the contractor doing the work out here is going to be leasing 2 slips. That alone is $6,000 of additional slips. I did take some liberties in talking to your financial chair. We're anticipating Hannibal closing. There's a healthy profit there. We didn't even account for it here. So there's additional money that's coming in, we didn't account for that. And as I stated earlier, if Flash Shop does close, we anticipate September closing, there's some money there as well. But we got Broadwell, 20,000, we didn't anticipate. So this is, it's a big budget, but it's still a conservative budget. Revenue's going all across the board, and our big challenge is going to be make sure that we maintain it and that we have crossed this perceived I wouldn't say a wall, but 5 million is a big number for this entity, and we crossed it mighty quickly, and it's not just my influence, it's the whole team's influence. Other big items in here are I'm just looking at some big items, making some debt services. I'll tell you, this is the staff compensation. I tell you, it's going to go up. I told you that before. As we grow, I think it's my duty to take care of the staff, and we're going to take, especially the executive staff up here, take care of them across the board.
And I would just remind the board, that is the whole responsibility. The responsibility is to pass, approve it by passing the budget. But as far as the staff salaries are concerned, that is the executive director's responsibility.
Most people tell you, I think a great deal of staff, and I'm going to reward them for it. They're all working very hard out there right now.
Can I point to page 3? Where you've got the expenses, revenues, and fund balance. And the proposed budget, the proposed fund balance, assuming everything works out in the budget, next year is $1.6 million.
I talked earlier, if I can call you Walter, and we want to have some dollars at hand. I don't want to be going out and looking for a loan. I need to kind of be really careful of that, but I want to be in a position to to make some quick decisions. I do want, and again, I'll give him credit as well. And he doesn't say a lot, he doesn't need to say a lot, all he has to do is just remind me of it. We did borrow some money, we paid it all back. We're now back to par, below par. All our invoices are paid. We're in decent financial condition right now. Except for the attorneys. We are looking to, is there an item with attorneys?
Some courts have an attorney on staff.
If you get that big, we're gonna have to have an
So
attorney.
Shannon, may that be your retirement?
Yeah,
Get rid of all that, get all rid of all the other stuff.
yeah, we're gonna have to have an attorney.
Then
Yeah.
what am I gonna use mine?
What?
You get rid of me, then what am I gonna do?
Call me up.
He's
Call
living
me
off
on the
you
phone.
right
Call me
now.
on the phone. My daughter's there.
Okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're absolutely correct. I mean, in some instances, it's revolutionary, in some instances, it's conservative. We didn't account for a lot of money. I did write out a list, and that's something I did last night. And just keep in mind what we did to date. Our expenses should be lower this year because we did a lot of work last year. New phone system, internet, new computer network, new facility lighting, new paving, the construction of the railroad intermodal center, the business that we improved, our relationship with Novelis is an all-time high, our relationship with Purdue is an all-time high. Again, the leases that we discussed early on. I think we improved the port reputation significantly in the community, in the state level. Labor efficiency improved to record levels. And, you know, and I'll give Scarver some credit. I mean, you know, I love his hat, and he took on the chin. He goes out there, and you know, he gives him a hard time, and he's sticking in the mud, and that's what he's supposed to do. You know, he's and well, he should be happy because you know he's. I told him the only person that needs to be happy with him is us, me, him, and labor secondary, and now it's actually paying dividends because they do respect him for what he knows, and they do respect him for what he knows. I want to spend some money training him some more. I have one member of staff actually in Baltimore being trained, being certified. So we're investing back in our staff. We're also looking at the future. I will not be here for
Certified in what?
certified in port management,
Oh,
right? And I'm not shy. I share, and I don't plan on being here for 15, 20 years. I will not. I won't repeat my father's mistake. I will enjoy my money. As soon as the kids are at school, I'm out, and I'm looking for people to succeed. And even Bill is learning, you know, that we need to have younger folks follow the steps. We have to see what we're doing. And if you can grow it inside, they'll grow inside versus growing outside. So there's some succession planning. Girls, the ladies, girls, men, I don't care where they are, they're in the office, being cross-trained. So we're doing some good corporate work, perhaps first time in a while. And one thing that we're doing is working together, sharing. We do have our pet peeves, our pet arguments. I have a big soccer ball I can throw around at people if I have to. But overall, I don't think morale has been higher at any one time. We're laughing, we're enjoying ourselves, we're having fun. At times stressed, but we're having fun. So that's a big change. A lot of that is also to you guys. You guys support our efforts. You see it. There's a lot of good ideas that came from this board. One thing you learn, if you give me an idea, I execute it. This man made the mistake of wanting a new auditor. I don't think he even hung up the phone. The RFP was out, sabotage is being done, it's executed. I don't think you've seen that efficiency in this place in a while. Now, it's not gonna happen all the time, but that's how fast we're learning.
Or learn by the mistakes that have been made.
That's
Which
it.
still weren't made.
Well, you know, it's gone, it's under the bridge. That's why I took such a hard line with a certain city person. Whoever that person made those decisions, he's no longer here, he's somewhere else. And we are trying to get his name, and we're trying to move it. And not to say that I'm not gonna make mistakes, I am. I'm human being. I'm not perfect by any means. Nope. That's my kids.
I thought you were. You better ask your wife.
No, my wife.
We go back to executive session.
I was just on the phone with her. Apparently alarm zone 3 went off. What is it? I don't know where it is.
The dog broke into the pool.
Yeah, it's like somebody did something. I said, the alarm went off for a reason. So,
Warm it is down
it's warm down there.
there. I know.
It was warm down there.
Get hockey in your,
Any further questions, any questions, any other questions about the proposed annual budget?
One other thing, I do plan again, very, very heavy influence of some help. We actually, last night I was on the phone with the person from BOCES. It's not just gonna be college kids. I'm looking at nothing against college kids, I'm also looking at some vocational school kids, some mechanics and so on and so forth. So I want to spread the work. I'm looking, so I want to spread that well. I want to see if we can, we had terrible good luck with our own in-house technical staff. I call technical staff, they won't call them a mechanic. And I want to grow that side of the house.
I so moved it.
Motions been made to approve the budget as proposed.
I'll second.
Mr. Carroll, Mr. Brown. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None opposed?
No,
It's unanimous.
slow in the eye up there.
Slow.
It's unanimous.
It's getting late.
Appointment of auditors, is that, how are we gonna deal with that?
Basically, I kind of gave it away. As you all noted, we had the same orders for a number of years. We're out for RFQ. We're gonna empower the audit committee, and we're advertising. We're looking for a new auditor.
So what's the proper procedure?
Proper
Table that?
procedure is just table it until further meeting, until a future meeting.
I move we table.
Motion, first of all, we gotta put it on the floor. and then
Okay.
table it. Motion for appointment of auditors for fiscal year 2014-15. The motion is motion 1503. Need a motion to approve the audit, to approve the appointment.
So moved.
Mr. Carroll and Mr. Stevens. Now a motion to table.
I move we table.
Second.
Motion made.
Pending further information from the RFQ.
Mr. Horn and Mr. Smith. So this is then all in favor of tabling the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? It's also unanimous. And you just do acceptance and approval of report mission statement and KPIs. Mr. Kunchik, you want to lead some discussion on that?
Yes, just 1 second. One of the things I want to change is the, and Patty can help me through this. Right now, I'm okay with most of those measures with the exception of one. Just 1 second, I'll do it, I'll find it. Is this with the,
Last page, number 2.
yeah, item 2, there we go.
Exhibit E.
You changed it from what it was to this.
Okay, I amended it. Okay, and I amended, I changed item 2, increase economic activity in the region. What was previously there was increased longshoreman hours. Yes.
Really?
Good change.
So this is, so everybody understands, this is a motion to accept and approve the report mission statement. So it doesn't say anything about amending or anything like that. It's a new document. This will have to be subsequently submitted to ADO.
Yes. So that's what I changed. The motion.
Will this also go on our website?
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Motion
moved.
to approve it, so moved.
All right,
Second.
Mr. Carroll. Mr. Cole. Any discussion? Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? There's, item 6 is,
The describe it to you.
Annual meeting 1505.
Whether I did describe it.
I know.
Is that it?
I'll repeat it.
Yeah. Basically,
Item 7, there's no executive session, there's no executive session.
I need a policy item where I have the right to basically offer compensation, adopt a city policy of offering 50% of savings to an employee who chooses an inferior forms of insurance.
Who opts out of our health insurance?
Yes.
Okay, you got that? Can you get it to me?
So it's a motion to approve the ability of a person to opt out of our retirement system, a specific person,
Yes.
an executive employee.
I would want to leave it blank.
Retirement or health insurance?
Health insurance.
Health insurance.
I would want to leave it blank so this way
Let's
becomes a
leave it
policy.
It's a policy.
It's a policy.
That the employees have
Or right
right to opt out of our
And-
retirement system.
Right.
Excuse me, our health.
Health insurance.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that's why I mentioned it.
health insurance.
Well,
And,
basically, and they get 50% of the savings.
all right.
Doesn't that go against the Obama,
They have
guidelines?
to have all their insurance in order to.
They have to have another
We do,
policy.
we pay
Oh,
way.
he's got another one.
Well, he goes from here to the city.
That's why.
Oh,
His wife works in the city.
oh, okay, so he's with the state,
Yes. His wife works with the city.
or the city,
city.
whatever, the state.
Oh, it's just-
And they don't need,
It's just very
We
Jewish.
have a lot of married couples in the city, and one gets a waiver, they get paid out.
Yes.
A lot of money.
Yeah. I don't know what city says they mean teachers.
Yeah, 50% savings to
Opt out of the
You have the
retirement.
same policy, Mayor, I believe.
the. We do.
Okay,
Patty's got it, Patty's got it, right?
January.
Good girl. The whole point is
January?
they can
So,
switch insurance
It's an annual.
and get 50% of that,
Any
which is
savings.
Yeah.
in savings.
And I did offer him a letter on behalf of this board, on behalf of me as the executive director, I made it blank. He has a right to make a decision every year. Any employee has a right to make a decision. This one describes it as specific.
Are all the employees aware of this?
Yes.
Tom's gonna abstain. I'm gonna abstain.
I think
You
we're,
prefer the other way.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well,
I think we're proposing policy, so.
it's
it'll
a
go to all
policy, not a particular.
the employees.
Yes.
It's policy, just.
And if
Not
if we find that there's something slightly wrong or misconstrued in the resolution as we see it, as we see it in the minutes, we can change it.
In this
we can amend
particular
it.
case, yes, but if it's specific to Bill, or is this in the general policy?
General.
Okay, you can vote.
No, the general, I want to open it to all.
Okay.
Bill is the first one to take advantage of it.
Okay.
It's certainly a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Saves us money and doesn't cost the employee, in fact,
We get 50% there.
yeah. We
It
save
benefits him, he's happy as anything.
Do we need a motion to adopt such a policy?
Yes.
I'll move that.
I'll second.
All right. Sure, all right. This is Mr. Brown.
Let's get it.
There are a lot of things
Who's
going
been
on.
who's been on the agenda yet?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously?
Anything else, Patty? No.
We need appointments and elections.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, this is, the next item is to approve the amendments to the terms and conditions of Mr. Fernchick's employment, to increase his salary to $200,000, and to increase the length of his contract. Oh, this one, oh, actually, different motion, first motion, to increase his salary to $200,000, from his current salary to $200,000.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Carroll, Mr. Smith,
Thank you.
any discussion? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Appreciate it.
The second is to extend the term of his contract from March 31st, is it March 31st?
Yep.
March 31st, 2017 to March 31st, 2018.
So moved.
Effective April 1st, 2015.
So moved.
first.
All right, Mr. Stevens,
A long time away.
Second.
Mr. Carroll. Any discussion?
Carol's quick, you can get on all of it.
Any discussion?
No, I'm looking at the
All
numbers,
in
I'm thinking,
favor?
all right, move here.
All opposed? It is passed unanimously.
Get the ball and chain.
The next is appointment of legal counsel.
No, this can take a while.
Is there,
Yeah, I love it.
Is there a choice?
sure there's a choice, there's always a choice. Does anyone want to nominate
I'll nominate Mike.
as our
I'll
legal,
second that.
legal counsel?
I'll second.
Mr. Carroll, Mr. Gillen, any discussion? All in favor of the appointment?
Aye.
Opposed? That also is unanimous.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And the last item is election of board officers for FY 2015-16. We have 3 board officers, president, vice president, and secretary/treasurer, as required by our founding legislation and as part of as required by our bylaw. I don't know how you fellows want that. If you want to do this.
I'll recommend Terry Hammer for chairman.
Second.
Is there any other nominations?
If you want.
Do you need seconds on nominations?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
It doesn't specify in our board, it probably does in Roberts, and it won't hurt to have it. Is there a second?
I'd rather have something extra than something missing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Smith,
Mr.
yes.
Smith. All in favor, wait a minute, if we do this, we can do this as a secret ballot, or we can do it or as a local ballot. We do it by secret ballot. We have to decide to do it by secret ballot, By ballot.
Open ballot.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. I want to thank you gentlemen very much.
You were doing such a good job, we just had
I
to.
love the salary.
Continue.
It's the copy.
Same salary.
It's the copies.
Yes,
I have worked very, very hard.
Yes,
for
you
this-
have.
For this organization and for the community.
Yes.
And I must tell you that my wife has not had to, my president as often as she might have liked.
In appreciation, we'd like to do it some more.
She supports your decision, and I really do appreciate it. You can depend on me and working hard as I have done in the future.
Well, you've helped us get where we are now, and we're moving forward, so.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Thank you very much.
It's approved
This
effort,
is-
guys.
This has been a great learning experience for me, and this board has done a very nice job.
Oh, I think for all of us.
Yes.
I say for all of us.
All of us.
This
All
board
of us.
has done a very nice job.
No, I mean learning experience.
Oh, this,
Oh, absolutely.
we have learned, by the way,
Fun year.
Zelco has talked with me about the prospect of, since we're now in AAPA, they have some tutorials from time to time for board members, and it might be useful for us to attend some of those if there's one convenient and
I'll be there, Julie, the APA, we negotiated that as well. We got in at a very cheap price. It's a good thing to take advantage of. It's a lot broader, a lot more.
Is there one that's out?
This is public, it's fun.
The other, second, the motion's in order to nominate a vice chair.
I nominate Mike Carroll.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? All in favor of Mr. Carroll?
Aye.
Opposed? It's also unanimous. Congratulations, Mr. Carroll.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Congratulations, sir.
The third officer, current officer is Secretary Treasurer. Motion in order to nominate a person to fill that position.
Would anyone like to,
I nominate Tom John.
Mr. Brown.
you spoke too early.
Yeah.
We just waited.
Are there-
Yes.
Are there any other? Brown. Still Harvey Brown. Are there any other nominations?
Don't leave the room.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That is also unanimous. I must say, for those who don't know it,
It sounds like.
Secretary Treasurer does, he's in charge of a lot of things that need to do minutes, he doesn't, he's supposed to be aware of all the minutes and approve, he signs documents, he is one of the persons who can sign it, by the executive director when he's
I
not
can
there.
sign checks and everything.
As long as they're not made out to the city.
Are there any other items that should come before us in this, annual meeting? Hearing none, a motion's in order to adjourn. Mr. Gillen?
Second.
Mr. Coates? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Gentlemen?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.